this is Brandy.
Hey, this is your man Dave.
Welcome to our fourth episode.
Welcome back.
Of relationships and family matters.
Absolutely.
Dave, I was scrolling through social media the other day and I noticed something interesting. I saw Russell Wilson with his wife Sierra at the Vanity Fair Oscar party.
Yep.
And I was just a little, I don't know, shocked, I guess, would be the word, by what she was wearing. I showed it to you. What did you think?
Why were you shocked about what she was wearing?
Scantily clad. And he had a kind of a strange look on his face to me.
Well, you taking a lot of pictures at one time, and one cameraman caught you when you were probably, maybe scratching your nose or frowning up a little bit. But what she had on was, I would not suggest any wife to maybe wear that. But
why not?
It was, you're exposing a lot of your body, a lot of skin. But let me clarify for the guys. She did look amazing. She looked really good.
Okay.
She looked really good. Oh, and everybody can't pull that off. Even some guys.
It wasn't much to pull off, but
no.
Yeah.
You mean take off? You mean take off?
It left little to the imagination.
Yeah, it was really. She showed the front and the back side, and she really didn't have much clothing on at all.
Okay, just for the visual, for those who may not have seen it, and of course you can go and look it up and Google it, but I know the front was, this was a see-through kind of garment. See-through. So I think she may have had some kind of nude nipple covers maybe in the front. And then
it covered only the nipples.
Only the nipples, and then a little I don't know, fabric covering the pubic area in the front, and then the back. She did pose. She made sure she posed and showed the back, and it was basically a thong.
A thong or a string up her butt.
Yeah. So, she was looking sexy.
Yeah, she was
but
looking.
But as a wife of 7 years, I believe, and kids, they have 3 kids between the two of them. Just wondering, from a man's point of view and a husband's point of view, what would you think if we were headed somewhere, and we go to formal events often?
Well, you have to understand, Russell Wilson is a quarterback. Is the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Uh-huh. And I can imagine him going into the locker room and those guys, making comments about his wife.
You think they made comments?
I say, hey man, I seen your wife. Man, those are nice.
That I don't know. That may result in a fight.
No, I don't think so. I think when you now, wait a minute. Now, it wasn't like she was maybe some photos got released and they were in their home. That's different. But this is a public place.
It was public, yes.
It was red carpet, I'm pretty sure. And she wore the dress, and the front, the back, she was posing the whole time. So, no, if it's in a locker room, I'm pretty sure the guy's going to say, man, I saw your wife, man. That was a great photo of you guys. They may not say of her, they may say of you guys.
But would a man say that to another man?
Absolutely. Why not?
I don't know. I think that would be something you may want to steer clear of, just so the husband doesn't get offended.
Now, her putting on that outfit, that was going to be a conversational starter, regardless. Right. Anywhere people are going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So if artists want to take a look at that, Google it. It's Russell Wilson. He's the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. His wife, Sierra. She really had that was a dress. I'm surprised. I never seen anything like that.
That was very risque. It was quite the dress. I don't know that I would ever put on.
No, I wouldn't.
We've
been married over 20 years. I wouldn't suggest you wearing something like that. That is really. People are gonna. It's like I said. People are gonna be talking about that.
Yeah, and I heard something.
And we're
else.
talking about it.
Yes, and we are, and a lot of people were. But moving on to another famous person's ex-wife. This was Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. Her name is Larsa.
Scottie!
And she said something recently that just people are just so shocked and pretty much called her out on it. So she said that when she was married to Scottie Pippen, of course, we all know who Scottie Pippen is.
The sidekick of MJ.
Okay, I don't know if he'd like to be called that.
Well,
but
I mean, come on, guys. I mean, everybody knows he's
Chicago Bulls. He played
Bulls.
With Michael Jordan, but his ex-wife Larsa, who is currently dating Michael Jordan's son Marcus, which is a whole other story in itself.
Can't believe
anyway, she said when she was married to Scottie Pippen for 23 years.
23 years.
23 years. She said that her and Scottie had sex 4 times a night. 4 times a night. And when she said that, she was on the Housewives.
The guy's already laughing now. The guy's already laughing.
She was on the reunion show of Housewives of Miami.
Okay.
And she told that, well, she said that. And, of course, people were in disbelief from
absolutely
right after she said it. But it was pretty shocking. And, I wonder, does she say things like that? I'm not familiar with her, but I wonder, does she just say things like that for shock value? She said it a couple of times.
Now, let's go into detail. Now, I'm quoting, we kind of saw it together, and she stated that they were questioning her on that statement. Mm-hmm. And they said, what about when Scottie traveled?
Traveled, yes.
And she said they will have a what?
They had a jet.
A private jet. And she will fly wherever he is.
Wherever he was on the road.
And they will have sex 4 times that night before
every night. For 23 years. And then she went on to say.
Absolutely not.
She went on to say, I never had a day off.
She never. What about, he probably didn't need a day off.
Yes, he was playing basketball.
No, that's.
So doesn't a man require some rest from time to time?
Let's look at this. Okay, he played in the NBA. I can't remember how long he played, but for 23 years, she said that they had sex every single night.
4 times.
Well, excuse me, every single night. 4 times a night for 23 years. That's impossible.
And I don't remember how long he played either, because I guess some of this time he wasn't in the NBA.
But I'm pretty sure we can call or file on that, because I'm pretty sure there are some times we can see Scottie celebrating all through the night and she's nowhere to be seen. So,
well, maybe they had sex 4 times before.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's I
it's
can't
not
believe
humanly
that.
possible.
No, absolutely
I don't believe. Not. But it was pretty funny when I heard it, and I thought, why would anybody go on national TV and say something like that and tell that
was she drinking at the time?
No, they were on the Housewives of Miami on
Bravo. They drink on the show, babe.
No, it wasn't the show. It was the reunion where they all sit together in their gowns, and they talk to Andy Cohen about their just whatever questions he asked. And I don't even know what that was posed to her. I don't know what the context was around her saying this. So I don't believe she was drunk at the time. But even when she was questioned on it, she maintained that it was 4 times.
Now, and I'm not going to go down that road, but wasn't there some infidelity in the marriage?
I believe she was accused of being unfaithful.
So I guess that night they still had sex 4 times a day during that argument. But we're not going to go down that road.
Worked.
But I think it's more of a shock value. Get people like us talk about it. So no, I don't believe
for
it.
her. They say no publicity is bad.
But what about her dating Michael Jordan's son?
Yeah, that's interesting too.
How old is she right now?
She is 48 years old. Her name is Larsa. 48 years old. Michael Jordan's son is Marcus, and he's 32.
48 and 32. That's a good gap.
It's a significant, and maybe Marcus Jordan is very mature, and maybe she's
So why
immature.
you got to bring up the immature? I mean, the mature part.
I'm saying
so you're
balance out the big age gap.
Okay.
Maybe he's more mature.
Excuse me, says mature. You say he's mature, right?
Maybe he is, and maybe she's not.
Okay. Well, by that statement, she may not be, but I just think that's I think they not saying that they haven't. They probably have before, but to say that for 23 years,
for the duration,
4 times a day, 4 times a night or day, whatever, that's just humanly impossible. No way. I'm pretty sure he celebrated with the guys, went golfing with Michael Jordan, whatever. She wasn't there. So I say foul on that. I don't think that's true.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that's heard it, people that have heard it on social media are calling her.
But that goes back to what we was talking about. You know, some people about staying together for so long, having things in common. I know a lot of people are quick to bail out. And I know we talked about relationships staying together. And sex is very important. If you look on a guy's list, of course, that's probably high on a guy's list. But that's very important in a relationship period. I'm glad they're at the high end of it 4 times a night. That's pretty impactful right there.
Yeah, impressive if that were
impressive.
Possible. So, yeah, but, we talked about long-lasting relationships.
Yep, we have.
In our previous podcast, and Larsa and Scottie were married for 23 years, so that's a long time to be married.
That's a long time. It is.
That's a long relationship.
So what do you think? I know we talked about it before. Staying together. What is the main ingredients of what you think a relationship got to have?
Yeah, we touched on it before. We mentioned communication. We talked about not just throwing in the towel when things get tough, being tolerable and of each other. I think it's harder now than even when our parents were married. Married. Our grandparents, people stayed together. My grandparents were married for 69 years, so long, long time. But things are different now. Oh yeah,
I think couples, husband and wives, are exposed to a lot more noise outside of the marriage.
There's a lot of distractions and social media.
And back in the day, you might have seen a lot of stuff getting thrown at you on your phone, internet, computers, laptops, tablets.
Can't get away from it.
You get emails, these strange emails, hey, let's meet up together. You're like, what the crap is this? You get all kind of just flirtatious emails from strange individuals. I don't know if they're individuals or corporations are trying to solicit you to, I don't know what it is, but you're exposed to a lot more. A lot of people are into pornography. And back in the day, pornography was just, you had to go get a magazine. To get it. But now it's in front of you, right in front of your hand. People are exposed to a lot more.
Yes.
It's right there. But I think good communication is number one. Having a strong level of commitment.
Yes.
I think that is key.
Right.
That is key.
You have to have that commitment, and one thing that's really huge, trust.
Trust is, yeah.
You've got to trust each other.
Trust and commitment are hand in hand. You got to have both of them. And also, one thing I was thinking about, you got to try not to take each other for granted.
Right.
I think keeping each other, because I think that's you have to consciously do that. You have to keep, okay, my wife does this, my husband does this. Let me show my appreciation for him or her doing things for me and our family. I think, that's very important. Very important.
Well, give me an example. You say not taking each other for granted, and I understand, but our listeners may wonder, what do you mean by that? Or how do you keep from doing that?
And I'm not going to give, I know some marriages or relationships are a little bit different. The husband may work, the wife may stay at home, or vice versa. The wife may work, the husband may stay at home, or you may have both of them working, which is probably your more traditional type
that's
of.
the case for us.
Yes, we both work. And I think I'm not going to give someone credit for, I work all day. I mean, I think we both work all day. That's a check mark for both. So you can't really throw that up. I think, throw it out in someone's face. I think just when someone is really adding value to the relationship other than your traditional working, your 9 to 5 type job, they're being responsive with their money. They're being responsible with maybe they're doing a lot of cooking and cleaning. You got to take care of the house. The house is not going to get taken care of on its own, so you have to. Someone has to do it. But taking care of the household, taking care of the kids, doing the grocery shopping, washing clothes, all the things that it takes to run a household. Sometimes we can get. He said, "Oh, my wife does that." Don't take that for granted. She may not, want to do it, or she may feel like you're not going to do it, or vice versa, somebody's going to do it. I have to do it. So I think that's very important that we do not take our spouse for granted.
But how do you mentioned showing your appreciation,
show your appreciation.
But how do you show your appreciation when your spouse is doing, it's kind of a routine. You do this, you do that, you pay this, you clean that. How do you show your appreciation? And I will say I may not show my appreciation as much as I should, but I do try to verbalize it from time to time and just say, hey, I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for doing that. Or I appreciate you for, just for support and being there. And, I think the verbal thing is good, but there may be other ways to show appreciation other than just saying, hey, I appreciate you for doing that. And sometimes I think that may be taken lightly.
I think it's very important. And I think that verbalizing that should always be key. I think husband or wife should always verbalize. Even your kids should verbalize, hey, Dad, Mom, Dad, I really appreciate, you buying me these new sneakers. You got 5 other pairs just sitting over there. But I think verbalizing is very important. But also I think I might have mentioned this on maybe 1 or 2 episodes before about love language. What is someone's love language?
Okay.
Someone love maybe hearing the words, I love you, or I appreciate.
Words of affirmation. Yes.
Words of affirmation. Some people like gifts.
Yeah.
They will show their appreciation or love and appreciation through gifts. Some is through not sex, just sex.
Okay.
Just sex, or a touching feeling, which is sex. And some like it through other ways. What are the other ones? I'm drawing a blank right here.
I don't have them in front of me. I don't remember.
No,
all
but
of them.
I just think it's very important that you know your partner's love language. That's just very important.
Yeah. So communication. What else did we say for a long-lasting relationship? Trust. Just being tolerant of each other.
Absolutely.
If he leaves the seat up, just remind him to put that seat down.
That water's not that cold. That water's not that cold. So
I wouldn't know because fortunately Dave puts the seat down. So thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
There's hair in your sink. I'm sorry, my hair blew over there from the blow dryer.
Guys, we have to deal with the hair everywhere. I just pulled it up, and I guess love language is words of affirmation.
Okay.
You just
physical your appreciation.
Physical touch is probably the sexual part of it. Receiving gifts.
I like those.
And quality time. Now we do
time too.
We had a date night last night.
Yes,
we had a date night and went to a very nice restaurant. We really had fun. Mm-hmm. The food was very good. I don't know if you like your food as much. You were.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
But mine was very good.
Yeah,
and
you didn't offer me any, by the way.
No, I did not. I did not.
It was that good.
It was that good. And the last, and out of the 5, and the last one is acts of service.
Okay.
Acts of service. So those are ways that you could show your significant other, your love of your life, your wife, your spouse, or however you want to call her, him or her. Mm-hmm. I think you need to know what that person really enjoys or really appreciate in their love language.
Okay. Well,
and I think that speaks for everyone.
I recommend that then. Yeah.
I think that speaks for everyone.
Look it up and have that conversation so you'll know.
And that goes back to honesty, having good communication,
yes.
being honest. What do you want me to show? How do you want me to show my appreciation to you?
Okay. Yeah. Whether you're dating or married, I think it works
yep.
for both. So yeah.
Yep.
Very good. All right, so moving on to just a lighter note, we said that we're going to talk about travel, and we do have a trip coming up. I'm excited about it. I know I am one of those people that really likes Disney, and we mentioned that our daughter Jasmine is at Disney right now. She's doing a Disney college program, so we're going to see Jasmine.
She is having a ball down there.
And I would too. I would love to work for Disney. So we're going to go down in the next few days and see Mickey and go to a couple of parks. It's going to be hot, hot, hot and very crowded, but always fun. And it's good family fun, I think.
It is. That goes back to quality time together, spending time with your family and having appreciation for your kids and your wife, yep. and just spending time together.
It's a fun time with the kids. We also have other family members that are going, so yep, I think it's going to be great. It's not a short trip; it is a long road trip, but it'll be fun. So Disney is fun. We have another family trip planned in the summer. Miami's always
South
fun.
Miami.
And it's very hot, so.
It'd be very hot down there, like we were several years ago.
We were down there about 4 years ago before the pandemic,
yep,
and that was my first time really seeing Miami. So that'll be fun, and we'll talk about it.
It was fun
later. But that's all for now. I do want to give out our email address, Brandy and David podcast @gmail.com. Our phone number 615-930-1251. We would love to hear from you guys. Brandy, Brandy, and David podcast @gmail.com is our email. 615-930-1251 is our phone number. Dave, it's been real.
It's been real. March Madness, loving it.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Peace.